I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've been doing a lot of battery videos, and those are fun, and I'm going to keep doing them because I'm enjoying it just on a hobby level as well as a instructional level. But today I'm going to talk about a different thing that we enjoy doing in the science and technology camps, and that is making a rocket car. Now, what this is this is a rocket car made out of a 2-liter soda bottle. It uses typically Diet Coke. I really like Mountain Dew, but typically Diet Coke and Mentos. The Mentos go in here. You have the cap that is off, and this is pushed in. You drop the Mentos in, and then as you pull that, it allows the Mentos to drop into the, you put the cap back on first, of course. You pull that, it allows the Mentos to drop into the Diet Coke, and you get a wonderful reaction, of course, between the Diet Coke and the Mentos. It spurts out wonderfully, goes through the nozzle, and scoots the rocket car along. This basically travels the whole length of our parking lot, about 125 feet or so. You know, it's a nice scoot that the kids really love, and it makes a wonderful whoosh. It's a little bit messy, but nothing that a hose can't clean up. The kids love it, and so the way I've done this, I've come at this design over the years. This is optional, this front part, just a cone of paper, stiff paper taped on and decorated. The kids like decorating the things. I'm using CDs as wheels. Now the interesting thing is that the wheels don't have to turn all that good. It doesn't matter, because if you use CDs, the amount of contact with the ground is very small. The better they turn, the better it will roll, and the more straight they are, the better it works as well. But it's not super crucial. So what I do is I take these. These are aluminum tubing, readily available at a local hardware store or hobby store. I take aluminum tubing and I cut it off at about this much, so that about 6 inches or so, with a Dremel tool. Dremel tool cuts nicely, and you cut it, and then you take the end and you can remove the burrs that way, and you get a nice clean tube. The axle is just a bamboo skewer stick. I use the kind that come, 36 inches long, or something like that. And so those work really well. I have a couple of layers of cardboard, making sure you can see this, a couple of layers of cardboard that the stick goes into to hold it. This is glued, and it's actually glued and taped, but mostly taped. Taped to the cardboard is taped to the wheel. Okay, and the front of the cardboard has a piece of paper tied to it that has a circle that matches the size of the circle of the CD. I just made a template in Word. Very easy to make that template, and it gives you and I put a cross there so that you can tell where the exact center of the circle is. So what you do is you make the cardboard piece, you poke the skewer through the center, you make the cardboard pieces, you tape them to the wheel, then you poke it through one center. You come over here. Now on this wheel, you need to first poke a hole, and indeed it helps both of them to make it work a little better. You take something like a push pin. You take a little push pin and you poke it through the hole in the exact center. That gives you a starting hole. And then you poke it through the back side of that, so that you can go through through on both sides, and you have the pretty side of the CD on the outside. You then can use hot glue to hold it in place. Just glob it, glob it, glob it. You want to get them kind of straight, but it doesn't matter that much. And then you cut off the edges with a pair of dikes. You just cut off the edges. Then you have these two wheel assemblies. You mount them just with tape that goes just around in a U to the skate platform, if you will. The skate platform is just a piece of cardboard, normal thickness here, and then you just use other tape. Just the clear packing tape works great, and you just tape it to the decorated model. This top is the Steven Spangler tubes. You could come up with your own design with just some PVC pipe and maybe a couple of these guys, something like that, where you could do your own. I don't see a real reason to. This is not that expensive, but it is the most expensive part. Comes with different tips, and one of the things you can do is you can start off a week or a period of time by taking some more Diet Cokes and doing testing. You can test which tips give you the highest stream, which Cokes, whether it's the no brand, no name, or it's Mountain Dew, or it's Diet Coke, or what gives them the best. Usually Diet Coke wins, which is fascinating. And usually this is the tip that wins. But it's fun for the kids to do that. You do that, you just set this down and you just go like that, and then the kids run away and it goes way up high. And so it's really fun to have. You get this nice geyser effect, and the kids love it. So, Rocket Car, very easy to build, very fun. The kids love it. I highly recommend it. Enjoy. I forgot to mention one last thing that turned out to be pretty important. Do not take a Diet Coke from somewhere else and then pour it into the rocket car that you've made. You need to build the rocket car around the full bottles of Diet Coke. For some reason, the act of pouring them removes enough of the carbonation that the car just doesn't work well at all. So you want to decorate or use the same Diet Cokes that you can. Now, this skate is only just taped on to the bottle, so you can tape the skate onto a different bottle. You can just slice, take the skate, put it on a different bottle, and you've preserved your work, and it's very quick to make another run. If you don't have the decorated front, or if they've drawn or painted on the bottle itself, you don't have that. But you can indeed switch to a different bottle pretty easily. But don't try to pour into a bottle that you're doing. It just doesn't work very well at all. It may be possible to do something else, something like vinegar and baking soda, but that would be more, instead of this thing, I would probably just put a cork at the end. I think it's a 5 or a 3, I can't recall which, but you just put a cork at the end here, and then you can drop in the stuff, and then you can cork it and just lay it down and then wait for it to go. Now, it should work fine. You wouldn't even need the nozzle at that point, just a cork. Another option, another way to do it, we typically do a rocket with vinegar and soda using the same type of bottles, but what we do is we tape pencils as landing legs to this. And then we put in the stuff and put in the cork, turn it over and let run, and then it pops, and it pops up very high. So, enjoy. And thanks a lot.